Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. If we haven't met before, my name is Kirsten Morrison. I am a leadership, brand, and expression mentor, and this is my first vlog. We are in our vlogging era, and I could not be more excited. This is something that I have had pressed on my heart for a while, but I've had all of the excuses of why I can't do it, mainly because I didn't have the right equipment. So we are just rolling with my iPhone and a tiny mic and just making this episode happen, because otherwise I'm just going to sit and procrastinate forever. And this has been something that I've been looking forward to for a while, because I have felt really constricted over on Instagram because there's only so much you can show and tell over there with the limitations of reels, stories, captions. And I just wanted a space to give everything a little bit of breathing room. So basically, this episode is just really giving you a little bit of an insight of life lately. There's been a lot of cool things that have been happening behind the scenes, and I really wanted a space to share a little bit more about that. And I also just felt like I don't see many women who are my age. I'm 40. I don't see many 40-year-olds with vlogs who are just showing and sharing their life and some of the unique things that I think happen for women at this age, and also just running a business and showing the realities of that and the ups and the downs, and just inviting you into the process a little bit more. So I'm really excited for this, and let's just see where it goes. I can't wait. It's shoot day. Oh my gosh, I am so excited and so looking forward to everything that's about to unfold. So today we are headed down the Gold Coast with one of my clients. I've actually never met her in person before, so she's about to arrive, and we're going to go and meet my friend Steffa, who is my beautiful photographer who I've been working with for years, and essentially turn a creative brief that I've done for Teresa into reality. And I love this part of the creative process because it's so rewarding to see something that you have put on paper come to life in such a tangible way. So I'm excited. We have had a minor hiccup this morning that the accessories and the props did not arrive in shipping. So I have run out this morning and found some things that I think will still work. They're still going to work. They're going to make the vision what we had intended it to be. And, you know, we've just got to improvise sometimes. So that's what we're doing. We are going to improvise. I'm going to show you what I picked up, and hopefully I think it will just make the shoot be exactly what we had in mind. I didn't want to let the vision drop because the shipping didn't arrive in time. So we're going to make it work. I'm really excited. This is such a big step in Teresa's business. She's really moving into a new era and really claiming, I think, the calling that is on her life. And I think that this shoot is just going to be a really beautiful visual representation of that. And I always love working with Steffa, and everyone's shoot is just so different. So I'm excited to see the flavors that come through in this one. And yeah, nature is not on our side either. It's really overcast. It's a little bit windy. But I also just think sometimes nature is a paid actor, and you've just got to kind of like roll with the backdrop that she gives you. So we're going to just make it work today, and I think it's going to be really, really, really beautiful. Okay, so these are the pieces that I managed to pick up. So we've got this gold headband that if we use that, we've got these gold accessories. So we have stackable rings, these layered chains, little stackable bracelets. Then we've also got these pearls that we can kind of layer up on top of each other. We've also got this beautiful crown that we can use that's got silver and pearls. So we can combine those together. I've got this stone necklace that I need to give a little bit of a clean to, but I think that could still work. We've got this beautiful stone ring, a little bit of crystal, a little bit of sparkles, a little bit of layered silver if we need to. So I think this should still do the trick. We are improvising, but hey, I think it's going to work. Oh my gosh, how are we all doing? Oh my gosh.
Yay!
The dream team out in the rain.
A bit of a smile there.
Okay, we are in between shots. We're at the shoot. The weather obviously did not hold out for us, but that's okay. It actually has created such a beautiful atmosphere, and Stepha is a genius. She brought these really warm lights and they have created such a beautiful sunset effect even without the sun. So it all worked out perfectly, and I'm just running breathlessly to the car to get Teresa's second look, which is this stunning dress. You could literally get married in it. And then we're going to wrap up the shoot. We've got a little water scene and a coloured smoke bomb, getting her in the water. We're basically working with all of the elements, so air, fire, wind, water. So we've got water left and fire. Oh yeah, good. Maybe like it is now 2 days after the shoot and it is still raining. So it definitely rained us out pretty much the whole time we were at the shoot. But we made the circumstances work for us, and I'm really, really, really proud of everything we accomplished. It turned out better than we ever could have expected. But I think the big reason that was is because we actually just surrendered to the circumstances and we worked with the creative challenge that we had in front of us, and we didn't let it deter us. We didn't let a minor inconvenience become a major setback. And so, yeah, we are so happy with the results, and I can't wait to share them with you and show them. But it was a time. Now, something happened at the shoot, and it is a miracle that I am even recording this right now. I was convinced my phone got washed out to sea. So we were doing one of the second last shots of the night. We're in ankle deep water, and basically I'm recording behind the scenes footage on my phone and also on my GoPro. And basically I have the GoPro in my pocket, which I think gave me the illusion that my phone was still in there. And I ran back to grab some accessories. I came back to film some more behind the scenes content, and I reached into my pocket. Phone is not there. I think to myself, did I leave it at the bags? Like maybe I left it at the bags. So I run back, check through all the bags, nothing. Come back to the girls. I'm like, I am pretty sure I've dropped my phone in the ocean. Like, and the waves are coming in and out so quickly and strongly. So I was like, if I've dropped it in this water, it's gone. After that, we started to comb the beach using Stepha's camera light and could not find it. Like up and down the beach, can't see it. Stepha starts to call it. It's still ringing. And I think to myself, well, surely the phone must be here somewhere. Like if it is still ringing, it can't be out to sea, because wouldn't that just turn off because it would die immediately? But then I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not dead yet. Maybe the iPhone durability is stronger than I thought. So anyway, we're calling it because we thought maybe if it had dropped face up, it would be flashing on the beach because it's pitch black by this stage. So nothing, can't find it. We all go back, we all look through the bags. I say to Teresa and Stepha, just keep shooting. I will take one of the camera lights and go look for it. So I'm starting to walk back up the beach, and we've been shooting in a pretty significant stretch of the sand. Now, my phone case is also sand colored. So I'm thinking, how am I going to find this on the beach in the dark with this light, which isn't, super strong? So I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. And in my head, I'm running through all of the things I'm going to have to replace, all of the things I don't have access to currently. And I'm just thinking, what am I going to do? So I just stop in my tracks and I just said out loud, God, if my phone is still here, direct me to it. Tell me why I took one step to the left. So I had been going straight. I took one step to the left and see my phone 2 meters in front of me. was like, oh, thank you, God. And I just ran and picked it up and then ran all the way back to the girls. I was so excited and I was waving my phone. I'm like, I found it. It was so fortuitous. It was a miracle that I found it, a miracle. I'm still using it. So that was the shoot. That was the miracle of the shoot. We were all just so overjoyed that happened. And yeah, just because it was face down, like I said, a sand colored case. Can't even believe that I found it. It was a actual miracle. And I just could not believe that as soon as I said that prayer out loud, that God showed me where my phone was. Such a special experience. And I know it's just a phone, but it was still like, our whole lives are on here. And I think it is something that you really realize, like, how much you depend on it when you think it might be gone. But anyway, I am actually just dressed and ready to go out to a conference that my friend got me a ticket for my birthday, a Rise conference at the Gold Coast. It is a really beautiful faith-led conference. So I'm really just expectant and excited for all that's to unfold, and I will hopefully get a little bit of behind the scenes content from tonight and tomorrow. And yeah, let's go. I've decided to take myself out for a little solo date while I work on the content for the sprint program that's happening next week. I decided that I needed a change of scenery, a change of environment. It's Friday, so I thought, why not just take myself out and change up the energy so that I can just be in a really inspired place when I put together all the little finer details. So that's what I'm going to do this afternoon. And then every Friday afternoon, it's actually super cute. There's a couple of ladies in my complex and we all go to the park near our area and just have a little Friday snack and chat. So I'll get some of this work done now, get everything sorted for next week, and then go and hang out with them this afternoon. I tried to bring my dog with me, but he was absolutely uninterested. He, I think, was having a party last night by himself. So he's super tired today and did not want to have a cafe outing with me. But I am really looking forward to a nice iced decaf and yeah, just to get into this content. I'm really looking forward to this experience. I really just have so much faith and belief that there is something really special that's going to be moved through this. So I'm going to sit down now and just get it all done. Hi guys, so today I am going to the movies to see The Chosen with my neighbour, and she very wonderfully and kindly purchased me a ticket to go and see it. So they've got the first couple of episodes out in cinema and then the season will come out later in the year. I think we've got about 10 minutes left to get ready, so definitely on a time crunch, but I'm really looking forward to going and seeing that today. And it is the final day of my launch for Sprint, and I've had a few more beautiful women join this morning. I'm really looking forward to having this experience with them next week. I know that they all have something really big and beautiful and bold on their heart, and they're just ready to claim the identity and the character that's ready to execute that. So it's going to be a really fun and exciting week. And I'm looking forward to connecting with some of the women that I don't know as well and building connection. having the space for community for the week. And yeah, I've got a few really fun surprises for them, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then, yeah, I'm also really looking forward to this week. Just some of the things that I'll be executing as well. This week will be the week that this vlog comes out. I put a colour through my hair yesterday, so it is looking a lot more revived, which is exciting. So I feel like I'm ready and prepared for anything this week. I don't know, my red hair, it always just gives me this kind of like character upgrade. I always feel like I'm so much more bolder, so much more creative when I have the red hair. The first time I did the red was actually when I was in London, and I had gone over there with blonde hair, and I decided while I was over there that I wanted to be bold and try something different since I was in a whole new country. And I went red and I absolutely loved it. I remember actually the first week that we went on holidays to Greece, I dyed my hair back to being brown because I knew that the colour wouldn't hold in all of the ocean water because we were going to be there for 3 months. And I remember my friend had hyped me up to everyone saying like, oh, you're going to love my friend Kirsten. She's got this like fiery red hair, like da 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 da. And then I like arrived and I just had like brown hair. It was like, where's your like crazy friend with the red hair? So yes, I always just feel like it just gives me something. It just does something and I love it. So I feel refreshed for the week, ready to go. Now I just need to do my fringe, put some lipstick on, and then we can go to the movies. And then after the movies, I will be going to church. I think that's pretty much everything. But yeah, I'm excited for today. Today is all about filling my cup up so I can be ready to host these ladies tomorrow and just give them the best experience that I can. Okay, ta-da! All finished. Just need some lips. So I'm gonna get a little bit of gloss. I've left my lip stain downstairs, so we'll just be doing some lipstick. Oh, okay, just a little bit of pink. And we're ready to go. Welcome back to another Get Ready with me. But today we are getting ready for day 2 of my sprint experience, which I'm so excited about because all of the ladies who have joined are loving it. They absolutely love day 1 and they're just a really beautiful bunch. They're just an incredible group of women and they're already having the most phenomenal breakthroughs, and we've only had 1 day so far. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what day 2 brings. Yesterday we looked at creative endurance and we looked at the 4 stages that athletes go through, because this whole experience is called Create Like an Athlete. And so we looked at all of the ways in which athletes train and prepare to compete all year round and how we can adopt that in our own business, our life, and our creative cycles. And so we looked at how, as creatives, we can have a pre-season, an in-season, an off-season, and these kind of micro transition seasons where we're moving in between projects and kind of need to slow down to speed up. So it was really cool to kind of see them have that breakthrough and that perspective shift around what that can look like for them and what that might mean for them in terms of actually building their energy to last, because that is the definition of endurance, is made to last. It was such an incredible thing to see them have this breakthrough around discipline as well, because ultimately discipline at the root origin word is actually training. And so they're training their ability to last this week. And it's been so great. And I just love like the smallest things that we think are just not even that big of a deal, like our phone usage or little boundaries, having caffeine, different things. When we actually have a look at that and remove that, it can make such a big difference to our vitality. Like one of the women yesterday So just by putting these phone boundaries in place yesterday, she's already feeling so much more grounded and balanced. And it honestly is just the little things. It's just the little foundational things every day. So today we're moving on to looking at the element of betting on yourself. And so I'm looking forward to, seeing what that brings for them as well. And we've got some really cool examples again from athletes. And I'm just, really looking forward to what is going to come from it all, because it's just such a great experience. It's been a long time coming for me, and I'm just, now that I'm actually in it, I'm like, wow, I'm so excited by this, and I'm just absolutely loving it. So yes, I will keep you posted. One of my creative challenges from this experience is actually to get this blog out. And I don't know why, but I just, feel really apprehensive around bringing people in for like this sort of a journey. I don't know why. It's just, I think, a different thing for me. And I think anytime we do something new, it can be stretchy, but I guess that's also where I'm embracing the day two energy of betting on yourself and just trusting that this is something that's been placed on my heart and there must be a reason for it. And so, I'm just going to do it. Oh my God, I have to show you this as well. So this is this lip stainer. It looks crazy when you put it on. I'm just going to do that in the mirror actually, because I cannot see on the phone, but like I said, it looks crazy when you first put it on. And now I'm going to do a little bit of powder, throw a little bit in there. There we go. We're coming together. We don't scrub up too bad. And then we're just going to do some mascara. I literally can't see my phone. How do people do that in their vlogs? Like, how are they doing their makeup on the phone? All right, so now we peel off the lip, which is exciting. So basically, you just pick the corner off and then you literally just, you can see it's coming off that little, and then now you've just got this really lovely little stain that is going to last all day and give your lips color. And then you can just put lip gloss over the top again. So now I'm going to get into my hair. One of the things I will say is I love my hair color and my cut. Like, I love having a fringe, but I do not love styling a fringe. And you know how, like, at the end of the day, girls that love to take their bra off, like, the ladies know what that feeling is like when you unhook your bra at the end of the day. I feel like that about my fringe. Like, when I just like push it back off my forehead, it's like, oh, like, it's so good. Like, if I get in the car after an event or dinner or even after a Zoom call, when I know I can let that go, like, that's the first thing I do now. It's not even the bra. It's literally my fringe and just getting that off my face. But I do love it. So I'm going to keep getting ready, and then I'm going to jump on the call and see all of the beautiful women for day two. A little video. So I feel like I need to do a little bit of an intermission video because I've been slacking on the talking part of all of the recording that I've been doing. I'm still learning the ropes, guys. Bear with me as I learn. But basically, sprint finished at the end of last week, and that was such a phenomenal experience. I just know how needed this is for so many women in business. And it was so beautiful to be able to hold the women who did say yes to that experience through really understanding their unique creative cycles and how they can really use that to further enhance their business and how they can set them up to have endurance as they move through different seasons and cycles within their own offers and creations and output. And it was just so cool to see all the breakthroughs that they had around that and how to approach their business like an athlete and in that kind of more cyclical way of allowing themselves off seasons and peak seasons and transition seasons and pre seasons and really approaching each with its own unique needs in terms of what they would do on a business front, but also what they would do for themselves as well. So that was such a cool experience. I'm so grateful for that. And basically, I'm in my own little transition season at the moment. So I've kind of pulled back strategically to recharge in order to pick up and gain momentum again and move into my next offering, which is something that I created last year and launched once, but it's had a complete facelift with the new direction that I've been moving in my business. And I'm really excited to see how that translates and how that lands for people, because it's definitely going to be something that will be really, really, really valuable. And I'm just really excited for that to be out in the world, particularly the images that I have for the branding for this one, which are things that people haven't seen yet. I have released a lot of the other images that I did with my branding shoot with Steffa, but I haven't released these images yet. So I'm very excited to do that. So that was Sprint. That's what I'm up to now. I'm moving into this new transitional season to launch this new offer that's coming out soon. But behind the scenes, what happened over the weekend? So it was Easter weekend and I got baptized. So this is something that I have been wanting to do for a while now, but it just never really felt like the right time. Like I didn't feel like I was far enough in my faith walk yet. Like it didn't feel like the right level of faith for the commitment that was required. I wasn't planted in the right churches. Like it just didn't quite line up. But over the weekend, it just was absolutely the right time, the right place, the right people. And it was just really beautiful to take that next step in my faith and kind of do that publicly. And yeah, just really declare that this is the next step. And I really do feel so incredible right now. I feel so light. I feel like a new level of joy. I feel just so much faith that has come alive in my body. I just really do feel like there has been a maturation of my faith and a new level of responsibility that has come alive with that too. It's kind of hard to explain, but it is something that I'm just so grateful that I did take that next step. And I will link a few of the episodes of my podcast in the show notes for my faith journey. But yeah, it definitely has taken me by surprise. It's a path that I never foresaw myself taking, like ever, ever, ever. And yet it has blown me away in the best way possible and just given me so much, like peace, certainty, calmness, aliveness, like all of the things I can't even put it into words, how incredible this experience and this walk and this journey has been for me. But taking that next step in my faith was just, yeah, something that was really, 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 really time. It was time. It was time, and it was beautiful, and it was a really incredible experience. So that's really where we're at now. And yeah, next up, like I said, just launching a new offer and really just feel like it's a season to get back out in the world. That's kind of what I keep hearing. I think I've been a little bit isolated at home, and it's really easy to do when you are a solo entrepreneur, is to just, you live at home, you work at home, and you just become really comfortable. And that's definitely something I feel like my comfortability has really shrunk my world over the last few years, and I feel like it's ready and it's time. I'm ready and it's time to expand that circle out again. So I'm excited to take all of you along with me for that component. So I thought it would be a really fun way to close out this vlog by doing a Q&A. And so I reached out to my Instagram community and said that I was putting together a secret project if they wanted to ask any questions. And so if you asked a question, this is the secret project, and I will be answering them in this episode. So the first question that came through were, who are your creative business inspirations during this season? I wouldn't say anyone in particular, but in all seasons and iterations of my business, one of the main places that I draw inspiration from is docuseries. And they are usually on people who are really relentlessly pursuing the calling that's been placed on their life, their purpose, and they are really moving towards a level of excellence in their field. I draw so much inspiration from athletes and chefs and designers. And so what has actually inspired my work in this particular season has been two docuseries, one being Sprint on Netflix, and that was about the 100 and 200 meter athletes heading towards the Olympic Games. And that inspired my recent program, Sprint, Create Like an Athlete. That to me was a really beautiful way to kind of fuse those concepts together. When I was watching that docuseries, I really started to recognize that there were so many qualities about elite athleticism that applied to entrepreneurship. And I started to bring my own concepts together around how we could merge the two together and really start to create seasonally, like how athletes do in their in-season and off-season and transition seasons. And so that was really beautiful and powerful, and I loved that. And then right before I started this round of my program Luminous, I actually watched Chef's Table Legends, and that was so timely. I'm so glad I watched it before I went into this particular round of Luminous, because there was so much in those episodes that inspired my first call, which was all on vision. And these four incredible chefs had so many through lines in their journey that it not only inspired the call itself, but it also inspired the practice that we actually then did as a group. And the women got so much out of this. And so I just think it's just an incredible example that we can draw inspiration from pretty much anywhere, but it can then be moved through the lens of what you do professionally that then allows that to take on its own shape and form. And so what I loved about all four of those chefs was that they asked the question, how can we do better? And they let their value system drive their vision, which created a ripple effect of impact for years and generations to come. And I just really drew so much of that, and that infused so much inspiration into this particular program. And it's interesting because last time I ran Luminous, I actually was so inspired by Chef's Table France, and that inspired one of the first lessons as well. So that's normally where I draw my inspiration from. I actually recently watched a movie on Netflix called Nonnas as well, and I think that will actually be inspiring one of the lessons to come in Luminous, because what I noticed in that, it was actually based on a true story, was that he was experiencing so many challenges in even just drawing customers into his restaurant. And there's a whole story behind why that is. I won't ruin it for you in case you want to watch it. But one of the things that he did in that was he was continually emailing and pitching food critics to come to his restaurant and try his food, and none of them would come. And so he took the food to them. And it just was this moment where I was like, sometimes in the pursuit of our dreams, we're going to have to be unreasonable and do unreasonable things in the face of failure. And I just love that he was so convicted in the heart of his mission and the value that was being delivered in that. And so he went to all lengths necessary to make sure it worked. And it has a really beautiful ending. So I would definitely recommend watching that. But that's where I draw my inspiration from in every single season. It's not necessarily one particular person, but anyone who is unapologetically original and authentic to the gifting that has been placed inside of them and are pursuing that with a level of excellence, I'm here for. So the second question that has come through is, would love to hear about any daily rituals and practices that you do. So we are sitting in the area that I do my daily rituals every day. And so let me walk you through it. So basically, I wake up in the morning, I go downstairs, I let my dog go outside, and I make a cup of tea, and I come back and sit in this little chair behind me. At the moment it's winter, so I've also got a little cozy blanket to snuggle into. And I sit down and I just spend a little bit of time in prayer, first and foremost, just to set the tone of the day. Then I move into a pretty extensive series of things behind me. The first being this daily devotional by Jackie Hill Perry called Upon Waking. And so basically this is a 60-day devotional, and what it covers is it has a tiny piece of scripture at the top every day, and then she expands on that to support you to have a revelation from the text. And that I do every single day. Every morning I'm like, whoa, wow. And then if I'm not slapped on the head enough by that one, I then move into my second devotional, which is Jesus Calling by Sarah Young. And this is a 365-day one. I actually find this really beneficial because it supports you to go into the Bible every single day. And so there's a passage that she's written that's inspired by the scripture that she lists underneath. And then I go into the scripture itself. So what I'm noticing that's really interesting though at the moment is that every single time I read Jackie Hill Perry's and then I come into this one, the themes have been exactly the same. And so I am just like, whoa, okay, I'm hearing it, I'm listening, I get it, I will take the message. So it's been really interesting for that. But I love this particular devotional, like I said, because it does keep me accountable throughout the whole year. And so I'm going to read out today's for you. It says, as you sit quietly in my presence, remember that I am a God of abundance. I will never run out of resources. My capacity to bless you is unlimited. You live in a world of supply and demand where necessary things are often scarce. Even if you personally have enough, you see poverty in the world around you. It is impossible for you to comprehend the lavishness of my provisions, the fullness of my glorious riches. Through spending time in my presence, you gain glimpses of my overflowing vastness. These glimpses are tiny foretastes of what you will experience eternally. Even now, you have access to as much of me as you have faith to receive, rejoicing in my abundance, living by faith, not by sight. I love that line, as much as you have faith to receive. And so then I come into my Bible and I use this to explore the text. So today we are going into 2 Corinthians 5:7, and it says, one of my favorites, for we live by faith, not by sight. And so after I do all of that, I'm feeling pretty inspired. And so I get my trusty little journal out and I do at least 3 pages of journaling. And most of what I'm journaling is actually inspired by what I've just read. Like I said, at the moment, because there's compounding themes that I'm noticing, I'll spend some time exploring what that actually means and how that actually applies to me. I'll use it as a space to process any feelings, emotions, thinking about my day, what I've got on, ideas I've got coming to the surface. So I'll just spend a little bit of time free writing all of that. And then the last step of all of this, and some of you are probably like, how long does this take you? As long as it takes. Then I have my weekly planner. And so I come in here and I write down my goals for the day. And so what I love about this particular planner is it has a prayer list at the start of the week and your priorities. And then you can write all your goals down, and it has a space for thankfulness at the end of the week. So on Mondays, I write out my prayer list, my priorities, and then each day as I go, I just write out the things that I need to do for the day in here. And then at the end of the week on Sunday, I have my thankfulness reflection. So after I've done all of that, then I take my dog for a walk. And at the moment, I'm in the process of really committing myself to moving my body and falling back in love with movement again. So even if that's only a 10-minute workout with my Pilates reformer board, or doing a HIIT workout or a YouTube dance cardio, whatever it might be, up to 30 minutes. That's kind of my capacity at the moment. And so I do that. And then I have a shower, get ready for the day, and get started. So that's pretty much what my mornings look like at the moment, and my main daily rituals and practices. The other thing that was asked, actually based on me sharing my workouts and putting workout and worship, someone asked me, what does it mean for you to worship? And so for me, it's really listening to my faith-based playlist and having that moment to praise and be in the gratitude and the thankfulness for God, and really be in that celebration and just be in that connection. And I really use music to do that. So that is what I mean by worship, and that's what it really looks like for me. And I'll drop my faith-based playlist in the show notes for you. It's got over 100 songs on there already, and it's continually added to all the time. So that was all the questions that came through. I have absolutely loved putting this vlog together, and I hope that there are more to come. I will definitely continue to film and see where we go with this series. But if you have made it this far, thank you. You are a real one, and I really appreciate you watching the full episode, and I will see you soon.